Dad and I are headed up to Wyoming. We got the head off the D4 back here in the back and a bunch of miscellaneous parts, so we're coming up a little bit early so that we can beat the storm. There's a winter storm that's supposed to come in, and we're going to stay up here for the night and then get the head worked on hopefully tomorrow. It's the next morning. We made it up here to Laramie, Wyoming, and stayed the night. Can't say I slept very well. I'm a little bit excited. That might be part of the problem, but did get a little snow. I-80's still closed. Probably was a good idea to stay up here, but in hindsight, the storm turned out not to be as bad as predicted. So we just dropped off the head, and they're going to do some work on it. Definitely salvageable. And we're going to come back later and pick it up. Great news today. The head is completely fixed, so it is ready to go. Looks like we only really needed to get one valve. Found a used one. So I would highly recommend Laramie. I guess it's Antique Crawler Parts up here in Laramie for any of your Caterpillar parts or service. Great fella up here and did a great job on the head. The go, no-go point for this project was going to be whether or not we could get the head fixed. And as luck would have it, we got it fixed. We got new used springs. The valves are good. Only had to buy one. We're able to salvage the others, and I think the seats as well. And there is the bottom of the head. And this is the only one valve that had to be replaced. The rest of them are all acceptable. They were able to grind them, grind the seats, and they will work just fine for what we're doing. And the valves have been pre-lubed and ground. So that's what the oil kind of dripping out of there is. Everything's pre-lubed and ready to go. So these are some of the broken springs that came out of here. We do have a few left over. I was able to buy a new set of good springs for these valves. This piston has been pre-lubed and is ready to go. These have all been cleaned out and machined. And we are going to send the other ones in. So the rings that I bought were aftermarket, and they were a little deeper. So what he did was just machine out these here. I'm going to use the original cat rings that I have on this top one, compression. The oil rings, they were fine. They were within spec. But the aftermarket compression rings are just a little bit too wide, a little bit out of spec. So we machine these grooves in a little bit so they'll accept them. This also has been taken apart and pre-lubed. One of these was rusted and broke during the repair. I'm going to take the other pistons apart and send them up to this gentleman to have them grooved out as well. Over here in this box of socks are all the injectors. They were tested, very marginal, but fortunately I do have a service kit for each one of them. This is the only valve that was not been able to be salvaged. A little too thin. So it's in there. New springs for the rack. These are the aftermarket pistons that I found online, actually eBay, and they do fit. They're just out of spec. So if you buy those, be prepared to make some changes. And there's the racks down there, all cleaned up. This is what's left of the good springs that I have. So I do have a few extra inner and outer valve springs. Those are salvageable. And over here, we have a whole bunch of cat parts. So Dad picked these up yesterday. I ordered them earlier in the week. So you're getting to see them unboxed, as I am getting to see them unboxed. We have these are the rings for the other pistons, the other three. So we'll use those here shortly. And these are the OEM Caterpillar ones. And I'm definitely keeping this box after this is complete. I think that's a wall hanger. And here's a brand new cat belt for the D4. That's a 6B1039. Caterpillar had that. It's even got their new cat logo on it. Cool. A bearing. This is the bearing for behind the clutch to the transmission. And that's a race. It's a set. Roller. I don't know. Can't remember. Oh, bearing and race. Oh, this is for the front. This is for the pilot bearing. And here is the belt for the pony motor. The 1N4635. These are the bearings that are for the steering clutches. This part number has been updated. It is a 1B3756. So they are now a bearing and race instead of just the caged open roller bearings. Inside here, yeah, it should be 4 complete sets. And here are some races for those 4 bearings. This is the gasket for the belt pulley. And Cat did have this guy. It is a 3B1094. The seal for, I don't know what, can't remember. 5M9740. Remembered what this seal is for. This is for the transmission up to the front where the clutch is. Sorry about the heater kicking on. Gasket to a 3691. This one looks like it's been sitting on a shelf for a while. Valve cover gasket for the D4400. This is just strip gasket material. This will be for the cover that goes over the third member in the rear end of the transmission. So that's what that is. That's our pulley gasket. This should be our head gasket inside of here. And it's a steel one. I still have the original. It's a 4B3052. But I still do have the original copper one. I was advised probably not the best bet to reuse it. So there we have it. In good shape, in good order, getting the parts we need. Several goals today. We want to take this clutch apart. I need to check the width and teeth on this gear here and see if this pressure plate or any of this is warped beyond repair. I may have to get a whole new setup, an upgraded setup, we'll see. So that seal and bearing go in there. But we'll take this apart. I've already contacted General Gear. I've got new brake pads, rivets coming to repair those. So we are waiting for the tool from General Gear I bought to compress these springs and get these apart so I can assess the damage in there. Get new clutches if I need to. If I don't, I won't. But we'll get this apart in a future video. And the belt pulley. This is on the agenda to take apart today. So we want to get this paper pulley off of here and get it shipped to get rebuilt. They are about 3 months out, so our goal is to have this up and running by the middle of June, June 15th, which would have been my son's birthday. So that is the goal my dad and I have set. And along with the belt pulley today, we want to get these pistons apart, get them shipped up to get machined so that I can get the rings fixed, and we'll be good to go. We're also going to, if we have time, work on this oil pump and see if we can get it all cleaned up and apart. And Dad's over here on the bench getting started. So Antique Crawler Parts in Laramie, Wyoming is a huge wealth of knowledge. It has a lot of these hard to find parts, so I highly recommend them. So these are the O-rings for the liners in the engine. I should have more than enough. They're aftermarket. They're a 3S 3977. These are the injector service kits that I found. They actually came from Algeria for the D4400 engine. And there's still a few more left on eBay. And I'm probably breaking a cardinal rule of any tractor restorer and revealing my parts sources, but this number on here is a 6B914. It's a valve service group made in West Germany, so that should tell you how old those are. And I'm told those are unobtainium. Spark plugs for the pony motor. Probably overpaid because they're in cat packaging, but they're just Champion spark plugs. We have them. Rebuild kit for the pony motor carburetor. This is the gasket that goes between the head and the pony motor. A reproduction radiator cap. The D4 emblem, that one was damaged. Reproduction as well. Spark plug wires. And these are those copper rings, copper gaskets that go between the oiler system and the side of the engine block. And I think they're a 2A112. It's hard to read. But I got 5 of those, which is what it should take. Now to put it together. Down here are the sleeves. They're going to take a good home job. But we have 2 old ones and 2 new ones. There are 2 of them that had pits that were just too far gone and not salvageable. And when I say new, I mean new used. These are the sleeves. They're just too far gone. These are not salvageable. There's deep pits in them. They don't even pass the fingernail test. Pretty bad. So neither one of these are going to work, especially this one here. This was number 1, and it was the one that we suspected the whole time was not going to be able to make it. And this is number 2. There's still a lot more cleaning to do on these, but right now we're marking everything so that we can keep it in line. And we also learned that there is a mark on all of these pistons that line up with a sleeve, that line up with a mark on the block, so that you can keep them in the exact orientation that they're supposed to go in. Yep,
you just broke it.
That
one's broke.
We might want to think about how we do this on the rest of them. Oh, there it goes. That was easy. Now, if we do it right, we can leave the other one in there.
I wonder if we should replace them.
There's still a broken chunk right in there.
That ain't good.
No, it ain't good. Is it working it out?
Yeah, it's loose now.
We'll have to clean that real good, and hopefully that...
There it comes.
Might have to take it over on the press. Leave this snap ring. Let's see if we can get this pin out through there, don't you?
All right. Well, we should be able to start it here.
Yeah.
Let's see. You got a brass punch or something? quite out.
There it goes. I felt it.
Okay.
Alright, keep that rod the same as this. Pull that out. Hang on.
Leave it in there.
You have to drive it the rest of the way out.
Just leave it like, oh no.
Oh, we got to take these and ship them.
I got it.
Actually, don't look too bad. Nothing really has on this.
There it is. All right. It was just like that.
So
goes just like that.
We'll leave this right there.
Okay.
And that way we'll know.
All right.
We will definitely need to get new snap rings because
I'm just going to tap this in just so it stays.
Those are toast. All right. Is this marked piston number 2?
Yeah.
Right there.
Yep.
We know which one.
And it lines up with my marks.
There's the arrow to line up the sleeve.
See the 2 on here? So when it goes back together, this 2 goes like this. So all the 2s, 2, 2, and then 2 here on this side, just like that.
And we'll leave that bearing in there.
Oh, it's going through.
So we'll leave it there so we got it all lined up. I'm going to take this over on the part washer and clean it up.
Okay, there's that one.
All right, perfect. Might be good to get. As long as I get on there straight. The other one was good. Yeah, we're good. Cleaning them out.
I'm cleaning this piston up in the lathe. With some, I think this is 600 paper. Anyway.
So we got some marred up stuff here. Can't get the bolt back in. So Dad's cleaning this up with a file.
Let me see how it works now. Actually, that ain't stopping us yet. I've got some right here. I think I see it right here.
And while he's doing that, I wanted to show you, this is one of the pistons. Chucked it in the lathe, kind of used some old emery cloth and spun it around in there and cleaned it up. And you can see right there, where this one got a little cockeyed in there, might have had some dirt in it, and scored the top of the piston. Still usable, and even if it wasn't, these are unobtainium, so it's going in. And I'm going to spray a little bit of diesel in here. Just fill that up, and I'm going to stick a plug in there. Probably an ear plug. There we go. And I will turn the engine and do the rest of these as well. So we're having a little difficulty for whatever reason on this last rod. These bolts do not want to go in there. So Dad's going to take them, when they hit that shoulder there, they get stuck. So Dad's going to take them over on the lathe and just shine them up a little bit. And while he's doing that, I'll run a brush through here and clean these out a little bit more. I was speculating that maybe that today it's just too darn cold out here. This is also number 4 cylinder, which I've heard has a tendency to get hotter than the other three because it's far in the back. So what we did was clean these out real good. Dad polished them up on the lathe, the bolts. I cleaned out these insides and then just heated this up with a torque, and that let it slip in there. The tolerances get very tight.
Get it lined up as best we can.
Yeah, I'll try to.
Oh, it twisted.
It will, but it should self-align when it kind of gets to that knob before it closes. There we go. Boy, those suckers were tight.
They ain't coming out again. We ain't taking them out.
Well, let's hope our bearing cap fits okay.
It should. It went on there real nice.
Oh yeah, we're good. I think I got some bad news on this belt pulley. I just came over here to put a little penetrating oil on this nut to get this off, and I noticed that this is broke right here. And the sad part of this is, this pulley was one of the things I liked about this tractor. It's what kind of made it uniquely an ag tractor. The fact that it was a drawbar tractor with a belt pulley. So, a lot to think about here. Let's see what I can do. Cleaning up the last two cylinders over here on the lathe, getting them ready to ship. A little bit of Scotch-Brite. Nothing super abrasive.
Actually, I can take a piece of I cleaned them up pretty good.
Yeah, it shines it nice, that cotton.
Yeah. Yeah, we still got some to clean in there.
Yeah, but a lot better than it did.
Yeah, of course, these are going to get cut out, so.
Right. And here's a before shot. And there's an after shot. Not too shabby, old man. These pistons are ready for the final step. Kind of cut these grooves out for those new compression rings, and we'll be in business. We're going to take this clutch off of here. The bad news is I might need to get new plates for this. This might be the wrong one that we cannot get anymore. So this whole unit might need to be replaced. So first step, we're going to take apart that keeper, pull the pin out. Hopefully, I think we pull these off over here and slide it down. Now I did get a new bearing for in here and a new seal. And I've been told that these are notorious for leaking on the D4s.
All right.
It's a long-winded.
Yeah, see if it'll pick up out of there.
Okay.
So,
pretty much just a grease cup for that bearing. I don't know if you want to put it in that bucket or what's in there.
Yeah, we can. This is our bolts for our final
Here's the
drive.
keeper for it. It must just lift off of that bottom pin, I'm guessing. Imagine that coupler
splits.
Oh, it's coming apart.
Yeah.
There it goes.
Here, you use this. You can buy plenty of screwdrivers.
Well, they're easier to find than 1939 D4 parts.
There it goes. There you are. Oh, I see. That's just a coupler.
Yeah.
I see.
Oh, it's keyed.
Oh, it is?
Yes. I was wondering what would hold that. Yeah, there's a key on there. See, that's what's holding it. It's coming loose.
Oh, yeah, you can see it's backed away. Now hit it up front. There you go. Is it going? Yeah.
Yeah. The back is. The front ain't quite so much. I wonder if we're going to need to take it. There it goes. All right. See the key?
Yeah. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
It's going, isn't it?
Uh-huh. It's really stuck on there. There it went. All right. There she is. Oh, the keyway's stuck in the...
In that piece?
Yeah.
Well, that's okay.
Torque. Here's the other half of the clutch brake. Yeah, we'll take this over and clean it all off nice and brush that out. That clutch brake's fine. We might need to pull this snap ring. That's all. Which is going to be fun.
Yeah. And it'll go flying somewhere we'll never see it again.
Oh, hey. Take these off now.
Well, you got to bend that. There's locks under there.
I wonder if I can do this.
There you go. See?
Now I can get to it. Fall out. All right. Get you over on the track. Okay, we got it out. I guess I'll just leave that in there for now.
Yeah.
We can take all this apart and clean it. I got the new seal and the new bearing for this. So we'll get that. Those are the bolts for that coupler in the center. We'll clean those up. Here is our clutch. So now to find a part for this. This is going to be the wrong size. I might have to replace all of it. All right, Dad, what do we got here?
This is your throwout bearing.
Yep. We got it off of there. It doesn't look too bad. The brass bushings don't look bad. It had oil in it. Now we're just going to finish taking this down. We were doing it all wrong. We just need to unscrew it. So, again, brute force wasn't the right idea. We'll take that over on the part washer and clean it up.
There we go.
Okay.
That's how you adjust the clutch tension. You release that pinch bolt, turn it, whatever you need to turn it to tighten it up, tighten it back down.
Yep.
I need to get something to get in here.
There you go. All right. I've been very curious to look inside of here.
There's that one. And here's the friction plate.
You know, they're not cracked or warped. The problem is, I cannot get these.
They don't look bad at all.
They don't.
Just need cleaned up.
And these are the light duty ones that you can't really get parts for anymore. They've upgraded to the heavier ones on the newer tractors. All right, so something exciting came today. Something I was waiting for, and it came super quick. So I'm going to unbox it right now. That is new brake pads for the D4 and rivets. Put it together. That would be one set. And there's the other. So we got the linings for both sides. And the most important, for those of you that know what this is to take the clutches apart. And very exciting tool to get because, well, I bet you can guess what we're going to be doing next week. All in all, not a terrible day. Got some things to figure out with the clutch. I'm very disappointed in the belt pulley. That was one of the things that I loved most about this tractor. Got the pistons shined up, ready to send in and get prepped for these rings. Got the pistons removed, cleaned up, and got the clutch out of the tractor. So, a lot of cleaning to do. I want to thank you all for subscribing. The channel is growing, and I'm very happy to see that. And I very much appreciate the subscriptions and the likes. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.